Can we make the golf swing really that simple? Well, if you find that you're just thinking about too much, you don't even know how to start the swing sometimes, or you're just thinking, you know what, I cannot get the hang of this stupid bloody game. Well, this lesson is going to give you a drill that you can do even without any clubs, and it is going to give you the foundation that will prove to you you can make a golf swing that is going to work for you. It's going to work on the major components, and then we're going to go into an extra sort of little bonus tip or lesson rather, that's going to help you really dial this in to maximize the consistency, to maximize the distance even without too much effort and with the ease of being able to repeat it. And this is the golf swing made simple with that aha moment. Let's get into it. If you are new to this channel, welcome. This is golf simplified. It's a great game, but it will drive you nuts. But if you're struggling to either improve, either really see genuine results, or you're just frustrated with the inconsistencies, this I think is going to really help you. Now, I learnt primarily from watching golf in like 96, 95, 96, something like that. Nick Faldo was pretty much at the top of his game around then. Ernie Els and Nick Faldo, they were my, I don't want to say mentors, but idols at the time. I watched, I learned, I tried to repeat and copy. The sort of, and I guess what's happened is when you kind of look at my golf swing now, at least when I've gotten back to a more natural way, it's kind of a blend of Ernie Els and Nick Faldo. Don't get me wrong, their swings are incredible, and I'm not saying I'm as good as them, but I learnt from them. The elements of the tempo, of the movement of the body with the flow. That's what I took from it. And that's why still today I can play pretty decent golf. So Nick Faldo, I think I must have picked it up in a magazine. What he showed was one of the best drills, and I did it at home flicking through the magazine. And what he's talking about is the sort of major movement in a golf swing. It isn't about making a big shoulder turn. We've got a really cool lesson that covers that actually. I'll link that below, showing that you just have to wind up instead of turning, or at least thinking about it so much. But how can we sort of time the body movement with the hands? Because we can't really just use the hands, we can't just really use the body, because if we just use the body, it would look something like this. If we just use the hands, it would look something like this, which is what a lot of you do. I learned from Nick Faldo, even picking up through a magazine, I did this drill, and it doesn't even require a club. But the reason why we're doing this is because the golf swing is basically trying to sort of get the body kind of moving in a general way, and the hands and arms obviously connected to this thing. We can really, really overcomplicate that. And what happens is sometimes when people are trying to make it all about the body, they'll sort of make a big turn like this, and the arms are always struggling to catch up, and they're kind of bottoming out here, and the swing might look something, hopefully a little bit prettier than this, but it might look something like that, okay? Or if we're really trying to sort of get the hands and arms into the golf ball, and you've got a bit of hand-eye coordination, the hands can sort of take over a little bit too much, and what happens is we end up with this kind of movement. So we're just hitting with the hands, we're very flat-footed, we're not utilizing the body, we're wasting so much effort trying to hit the ball hard, just like this. Yeah, you can sort of get it around like that, but a lot of the time you'll dump it fat. I get so many questions either in comments here or email in the club, whatever it might be, about why do I hit it fat? Why am I hitting it heavy? That's one of the most inconsistencies. And it's because of this. It's like the body stalls, but the hands are going too much. But a lot of the time we just don't have the ability to practice getting the body moving better, or even have the like physical ability to do so. And especially to time that with the hands, that's when golf gets really messy. But this is going to help. So the sort of hands and arms shot is when we crash into ourselves here, where we pull the arms across, that left arm comes in, and then we pull it across that way. So it looks something like that, okay? Not very anything, is it? So, we've talked about this in other lessons. Really, we don't want the arms hitting ourselves. We want to be able to clear out the way, okay? We want freedom for the arms to sort of swing through, just as you would throwing an object or hitting the ball under a table, this way. But we can only do that if we clear, okay? But then you're like, well, hold on, my body, so I've got to time my body and my hands at the same time. Kind of, yes. There is a sequence to it, but we're not going to go into that. All we're going to do is this one drill, okay? So, get up. Well, watch first, then get up. We're going to stand in our golf posture like this. And I got this from Nick Faldo out of the magazine. And I was like, man, this is just awesome. Put the right hand out this way, okay? So we're stretched out. And now all I'm going to do is try and reach across to my right hand. See how I have to turn, because I can't get that far to touch that hand there. So I turn, okay? I turn my core, I turn my chest, but it's not that much effort. I'm not having to heave myself over. So stand there. Get up out your chair, okay? One hand out to your right hand, or if you're left-handed, this is the backswing. Just there, and then reach across and sort of clap the hands here, okay? Then the golf swing, that's your backswing. Show you this way, in the golf posture, okay? Here, reach, look at that. Obviously we don't want dead straight arms, but a little bit of suppleness here, and that's a golf swing. And with nice soft wrists, you have suddenly made a very nice, easy backswing. And you may never have felt that before. So tell me, can you reach your backswing quite comfortably? Does it feel relatively easy? Another little trigger that might help is to feel like the left chest is going down as you do it. So we're sort of here, all right? So we're not sort of swaying across. We're trying to keep this in place, and we're here. And that might be the first time, or just this, man, is that where I need to be? Well, kind of, yes, but it's giving you a feel that's giving you width, it's giving you a good turn, but a nice place to have room to swing the club, to do the next part, which is move down and through. So now, right, we are going that way. All we do is sort of reverse it. I'm just going to do it from here to begin with, okay? I'm going to reach round. But notice I don't really want to just pull the arm across my chest and stretch that way. I want to just turn. But I want you to not be too planted with the feet here. This is where we come up onto our toes and roll that foot in. Getting a little bit complicated here. Well, not too complicated, but I don't want you thinking about it too much. Just feel like we're there, okay? So we're meeting our hands together. I will show you this way. So we're here, and we come through. And what this is going to give you when you piece it together is, you know, perhaps if you find yourself chicken winging, which is this movement here, right? Where you're kind of scooping the ball. But then you're like, okay, I've got to try and get shaft lean and all that kind of stuff. Don't worry about that. If you have a nice firm grip, but supple forearms and wrists, and you can feel the weight of the club, you can allow the body to get to this position. But this is why it's great, because you can do it without a club. We stand here, touch, touch, okay? And we want to use the lower body to transfer a little bit and then kind of move through. So we transfer and we will get a little bit of separation, but we're there. The main feeling is everything sort of wider, moving into the right placements, and then we add on the club. So what you want to do is right now, just feel this. We're not going to go too much into details about what the hips need to do, what the shoulders need to do. Just try and get that general sensation. We are trying to make this really simple. Get the body, get the hips, kind of get the major parts of you going sort of where they need to be without strain. Then we tap on the club with a free-flowing movement and gravity. Man, it's going to put you in a much better spot to really swing through with confidence. So after you've practiced that with just the hands and arms, okay, we just add on a club. Even at home, just add on a club and just try and get the same sensation. If you have to break it down a little bit, that's fine. So we're here, okay, backswing. All I'm trying to do is get that left shoulder down and that left hand to the right. There we go. Perfectly fine backswing. But I don't want to feel too much restriction. You can hear a little bit in my voice where I'm like this a little bit too much. We want to have free flowing there. And the only time we ever want sort of restriction is through as we're committing to the shot here. You know, straightening the hands out, making sure that we're not bottoming out too early. It's there, okay? But we don't just stop there. We want to try and get to. This is something that you don't really need to rush into. Just take your time, notice what you're feeling, but also try not to sway off too much. Like, don't go looking for your hands this way. We don't necessarily want that. We want to stay relatively centered, but reaching for the other side. So when you have done this a few times with just the body, just try and replicate exactly the same feeling. If you can hit some shots, great. And all we're trying to do is exactly the same feel, okay? That was just a little wedge, like not trying to do anything drastic. And the only thing I'm thinking about is trying to get the left to the right and then the right to the left, okay? So it might take you a little bit of time to kind of get it, but it really is making the golf swing simple, which is only a good thing, right? Because then you can actually, when you're out on the golf course, focus on the shots you want to hit. You can improve your skills. You can try and hit the ball a little bit right. Try and hit the ball a little bit left. High, low. When you've got a foundation like this, to just sort of allow the body to turn a little bit, okay? You actually heard my voice straying. We don't want that too much. It's hard kind of waffling on like this, but we do want free flowing. But to get the movement and that aha, if you find that you're stuck on the inside, whipping the club outside, if you're too deep, if you're coming over the top this way, it's going to remove all of those things. It really is. So one more time, here, here, perfect, oh, perfect. Then we come back down and we got it again, okay? Try and repeat that scenario, just slowly. Slowly at first, just brush it, okay? We're not trying to do anything too exciting, too elaborate, but practice that. Give yourself a good foundation and let me know how you get on. So there you have it, the golf swing made a little bit more simple. Hopefully it's giving you that feel that you want. There is going to be a second sort of component to this, but this is the starter, just to give a lot of you that main aha feeling, and I hope it does that. All right. Now, there's other videos that really will talk more extensively about, extending the hands, extending the arms out that way, having effortless golf swing. But this is a really good foundation if you're kind of stuck and you feel like your swing is a unfolded lawn chair, as they say in Tin Cup. All right. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. If you didn't, let me know. If you did, let me know. And tell me if you're going to practice this. Below is some awesome free lessons for you. You just have to follow the link, and also the club where we've got thousands of golfers just like you who are loving, improving, having more fun on the golf course. See you there.